I'm not sure what I was looking at. But like I was saying, hopefully audio's right. Not sure why. My bad. Chat. I ain't been here in a minute. It's been about 3 weeks, close to a month since I've been streaming. I'm sorry. Um, been trying to catch up being a father, doing what I need to do. You know, I'll apply myself. But other than that, um, they caught this motherfucker. They finally caught this nigga. And I heard he had that shit on his phone. He had a lot of that shit. He had a lot of that on the phone, you know. So we gonna see what this freaky frog was on, man. Um, it's I don't even got my watch. I keep looking at my wrist. I ain't got my watch on. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. We can say that. Been a little loud. It's tired. My phone just came. Google. Big ass Google ads. But let's get into it, man. Um, they caught this freaky ass nigga, man. They didn't caught this dude, man. They caught David, man. You feel me? So he going to jail. His ass going to jail. And but niggas like him, it's not good in jail. But let's get into it. We got a good 50 minutes. Ooh, early morning special.
There was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments. He would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as a detective. I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself.
Chat. Oh my god. Chat. I'm gonna say this new generation is fucked up. Y'all fucked up in the head because what the fuck is he talking about? Talking about, oh, I have personalities, and one of them's a murderer, and the other one's a detective. So I have to kill him, and then all of a sudden be a detective. Nigga, what the fuck is you on, cuz? Niggas is off that shit. I swear to God, I need to call the police on niggas like him.
Damn.
What? Oh my god.
There was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments. He would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as a detective. I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself.
That I'm committing myself.
Celeste Rivas Hernandez's body was found dismembered in 2 separate plastic bags in the front trunk of a Tesla that belonged to David in September of 2025. Authorities now believe her life may have been taken 5 months before her body was ever even found.
Damn. Because he came out with a song.
In April of 2025, there was a missing persons poster published with her family looking for her a year prior to that in April of 2024. Celeste would have just turned 14 years old on the day that authorities found her. David...
Bro, I know you lying. Nigga said 14 on the day they found her dead, and she was been dead for like 2 months. Oh. And I have 2 daughters, right? I'm sorry that I brought them into this world because it's motherfuckers like him. Motherfuckers like him. Let's just be doing weird ass shit. For what? The fuck? Bro, you grown as hell dating this fucking kid. Fucking retard, bro. I fucking hate people.
just turned 21 years old this March, and the death penalty, which is extremely rare in California where he'll be facing trial, is not off the table, as the district attorney said that the charges against David are the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. Let's break down everything we know about this deeply disturbing case. Every day that passes, the details of this case and the consequences that David may face keep getting darker. But we gotta take it back to November of 2025 for a second, because that's when police and prosecutors brought in a grand jury, which is just a group of regular people, and they were brought in to secretly review all the evidence that authorities had in relation to Celeste's passing. The jury wasn't called in to necessarily charge someone with a crime right away, and that's why it took many months before we even saw David behind bars. Instead, this jury was being used to help investigate the case and collect more information. They listened to evidence for several days back in November, and the jury was also able to force people to testify. And after hearing all the evidence, they can then recommend criminal charges. 2 months after that jury was brought in, we get this. This is a mugshot of David's friend, Neo.
Okay.
Neo was booked into a Montana jail on a warrant related to the Celeste case.
Okay, so this must have been a friend that cause once I heard about this story because I heard a dude, I heard a song, and I never knew it was dude, but I heard the song, fire song. But uh, my girl was telling me like, hey, this guy named David, this and that, they found a body in his car, blah blah blah, this blah blah. Blah. I'm like, oh, I seen something about it, but it really didn't click. Then she played the songs, and I'm like, oh, that's dude. What the fuck? So I kind of got invested into the case, an investigation what was going on, but they didn't kind of. I didn't. I stopped. I started working a little bit more, but I heard that it wasn't David, it was his friend because David was gay and his friend was jealous or some weird shit. That's what I heard. That was the conspiracy, but we about to find out now. It's fucked up. Oh no. Oh no, Jack.
Montana jail on a warrant related to the Celeste case.
Okay.
But he wasn't a suspect in her passing. Instead, there was an out-of-jurisdiction warrant from Los Angeles for failure to appear as a witness. He was held in jail for almost 2 months without bond, and it's very possible that the grand jury from back in November had called him to be a witness to hear his testimony and make their decision on who really took Celeste's life. We also know that in December of 2025, a month after this grand jury was convened, David's day-to-day manager, Robert Morgenroth, testified for multiple days. A TMZ reporter had actually heard the manager tell his lawyer in the courtroom hallway that the prosecutor was very pushy as to why he didn't call the police when he found out about Celeste's passing. And the manager allegedly responded by saying that it wasn't his responsibility and his job was to make sure David's tour kept on going. Because if you guys didn't know, like I previously mentioned, authorities believe Celeste's life was took in April of 2025, and that is the very same month that David embarked on his first solo world tour. Why I bring all this backstory up is because I want to focus on David's friend Neo for a second. Remember, he was arrested for failing to appear as a witness. Well, he ended up flying to Los Angeles and testified in front of that grand jury.
Hey Neo, why are you being called to testify today? How did everything go in there? Why were you avoiding testifying? Do you think David is innocent? Is there anything you want to tell the public about the David case? Anything?
Well, there would be something that Neo wanted to say about the David case, and he would most definitely let that be known. Before that happened, David's parents got called to testify as well, and they were trying to fight it. I covered front to back everything we knew about David's connection to Celeste and his parents' involvement in this trial in a separate breakdown. I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. But there's a ton of new disturbing evidence that we gotta get to in this one. Starting off with what David's friend Neo posted onto Instagram, his close friend's story, about a month after he testified. On March 13th, 2025, almost a month before David had been arrested, Neo posted on his Instagram, "Thankfully, I'm legally fine in every way, and boy, do I got all my receipts for things." I think the worst part is that I've told so many people that I trust and I thought knew me as a person, my side of things, all for that to be thrown out the effing window as soon as I get arrested and they slap that D-head's name next to mine. And for the record, The thing I was arrested for, I wasn't even charged. They never filed it, and my warrant was retracted because there is more to the story than what's on the news. I understand that due to my silence and the silence in general, it leaves a void of information that everyone wants to fill. But at the end of the day, this case isn't about me. It isn't about you. It's about getting justice for the victim and her family, and I care a lot more about that. Now, it was interesting that after hearing the line of questioning from
Hey,
that,
wait, why do you do that? Why you stop right there? Blah blah blah. A lot of other just trying to fill the void because of public opinions. Obviously, I wasn't trying to do my part at all. First, now I am. I've stayed loyal to my mindset and will continue to. I'm not publicly going to give any opinion or emotions about this case because I find it disrespectful and not my place to weigh in on, especially as it's still going. I am not going to spam post just to I am not going to spam post just to justify and perform my feelings and thoughts for the internet trying to satisfy people who have already made up their minds about me. In time, the record will speak for itself, and I'm moving on with my life. Why he didn't read all that for us? Had me read that shit.
it's about getting justice for the victim and her family, and I care a lot more about that. Now, it was interesting that after hearing the line of questioning from the grand jury, Neo goes on to block David off Instagram and call him a D-head publicly. What could they have asked him? What evidence could they have shown him? Or even worse, what charges could they have threatened Neo himself with to make him change his tune so drastically? Well, famous attorney Mark Gregaros told TMZ that Neo is likely considered a very important witness tied to Celeste's disappearance, how she ended up in David's car, and the timeline of events that ended up in her passing. With Neo giving prosecutors the first-hand story, being right there next to David, this may have been enough to help them connect most of the dots of this case.
It's I'm not gonna lie, chat. It's the fact that this man dismembered her body. For anybody who even have that thought, or anybody who did that, that's in prison, I'm sure. What makes y'all want to chop the body up? Like that is so gruesome. And then you have what, like 8 pints or something, quarts or some shit, blood in you. The fuck? What are you doing? It's just messy.
When Neo refers to, he's been telling everybody what was happening. That is true. He told third parties who then got to Beth Silverman, who is the DA in this case. Beth is in major crimes. Beth is not, contrary to all the people who were saying this was an investigative grand jury. I call BS on that. This was a criminal grand jury from the get-go. It's unprecedented, but they went not once, not twice, but 3 times to a judge to get an order to basically shut down the medical examiner because the medical examiner was not on board with where they were headed. When Neo started talking to a third party, that third party got to Beth. That is when Beth turned up the heat. That is when Lauren Conlon, frankly, discovered, or at least showed me, the filings that had been done in Texas where they did not seal some of that. And that's where it was revealed that David was a target, where it was revealed that they were looking for people to roll on him. And when I say roll on him, that's exactly what Neo has done. Neo is now focused on David, and he's telling the story as he knows it, and this is David's worst nightmare. I think what's happened, frankly, is once again connecting the dots. I think there has been a request for immunity. I think he is invoked. I think he is worried, and his lawyer is worried about any kind of obstruction or any kind of accessory after the fact. The trips that were taken out of LA County are, if you were to design the factual scenario for an accessory after the fact, those would fit the legal definition of somebody who is an accessory after the fact. I think the reason he was in there was to assert his Fifth Amendment rights. They probably went through that, and he said, no, 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 I'm invoking the Fifth. They're now negotiating, and my guess is that either he or his attorney are now doing to Beth a proffer of some kind, saying, you give me immunity, this is what I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to tell you, and they're jumping through the hoops.
It was later revealed that Neo did not plead the Fifth. He likely told prosecutors everything he knew about his former friend. And a month later, in April 2025, David is arrested.
It's going to obscure my view from the gate. It's good?
If you try to run or if you try to resist, you will get hit with my feet or it's going to hurt.
I got you.
If you try to run, we have canine on premises and you will get bit.
I got you. All right, so the gate is locked. Do I open the gate? Sir? Open the gate.
Look, then tear that bitch down. I ain't gonna lie, this whole time, if he knew he did it this whole time, I wouldn't buy no jury, no J, no nothing, no call. I'll pay up on a house. Cause well, fuck it, they gave that man the death penalty. It ain't no point. You can't fight it. You dead, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. But to think about it, if he was ever to give out, I wouldn't even spend no money on no J and none of that. I'll save all my money just for this moment. But I'll never put myself in this moment. I'll never kill a female. I'll never be a pedo. And I can never say I never, because people say never. But just knowing me, I'm not that type of person. That's fucking crazy. Like, come on, Jack. What makes a motherfucker want to go touch rape motherfuckers? What? And excuse my language, YouTube, because I'm streaming on YouTube as well. What makes people do that? What mindset do you have? You know, or to because in the beginning he was like, "Oh, I just, what the this motherfucker say, man? He have a murderer side, and he has a detective side, and he have to solve the murders he did." Nigga, what? Fuck you talking about?
Damn.
That's what they need to do. Call the motherfucking police on this dumbass.
Now, the key problem in this case is the condition that authorities found Celeste's body in. It was completely dismembered in 2 separate plastic bags in that front trunk. Because of that, Celeste's cause of death may end up being the centerpiece of the trial. Without a clear cause of death may end up being...
This motherfucker's still like a baby, bro. What the fuck? What makes this nigga fucking attracted to this fucking kid, bro? This little girl. Why? How? 14. He just turned 21. 6 years apart. So when she was 12 and he was like 18, you a fucking creep.
the centerpiece of the trial. Without a clear cause of death, without knowing if it was a homicide, an accidental overdose, it becomes a weapon that David's defense can use against prosecutors. How can they prove he was the one behind this if they don't even know how she died to begin with? Well, we would quickly start getting some answers. Prosecutors say that David actually murdered Celeste on April 23rd, 2025, but had ended up mutilating her body on May 5th. She was then left in that Tesla under his name for 4 more months until September. LAPD would do a conference where they said that David is not just charged with first-degree murder, but also with mutilating a body and lewd and lascivious acts with a child under the age of 14. He's also charged with interfering with an active investigation, trying to protect his career and hide from the charges he would have initially been faced with, which was that he was having S relations with a minor under the age of 14.
Today, I am announcing the charges against
Bro,
David
you can see in my
Anthony
face.
Burke
I'm
in connection
fucked
with
up.
the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time. And there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait. That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance being that this murder was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night. The third charge, in addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, is murdering a witness to an investigation. In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation was Celeste, and the investigation was into the lewd and lascivious sexual acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste while she was under 14 years.
Now, David would show up to court on Monday, April 20th, and maintain his innocence, pleading not guilty to the charges against him. His legal team would also claim that they received no evidence, no discovery that prosecutors have thus far collected, no autopsy reports, no information that David could use to defend himself in court.
Calling People versus David Anthony Burke. Good afternoon, Mr. Burke. For the people.
Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman for the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. I request you're requesting a preliminary hearing within the period.
Yes, Your Honor. From the media reports, apparently there have been 4 months of secret grand jury proceedings. We believe that Mr. Burke is entitled at the earliest opportunity to an open preliminary hearing and the proceedings not be done in secret. So we are asking for a preliminary hearing to be set at the earliest possible date on the 10th day. We believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity in order to establish that. We're asking for April 23rd as a 3 of 10, Your Honor.
We'll be very happy to put on the evidence that we've collected in this case in the last several months.
Plea of not guilty has been entered on behalf of Mr. Burke. The matter is ordered assigned to Judge Charlene Almeida.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may just put on the record, we have, as soon as the people arrived, delivered a informal discovery request consistent with Penal Code Section 1054. We have been given almost no discovery thus far. We've received a 3-page.
It's crazy, Chad. It's weird how calm he is. He's just sitting there so calm. Like, if he did it, the mindset, why are you so calm, bro? If you really did it and they really got evidence, why you really this calm? The fuck? Like, people are just, this generation fucked up. Bro's 21. Y'all niggas is fucked up. Not gonna lie.
Follow-up report, no autopsy report, and a copy of the complaint. And we would ask the people respectfully to produce discovery at the earliest opportunity.
Now, the prosecutor would claim that there were over 40 terabytes of evidence in this case, and some of it has already been released, which we'll break down shortly in this
Nigga
video.
only got one.
There's approximately
That's a
40
lot of storage.
terabytes of discovery in this case. Moreover, in order to obtain the transcripts from a grand jury investigation, counsel has to file a motion. She knows the way the system works. I'm not able to gather those. They have to be provided after the court orders them released because it was an investigation. Second of all, if counsel plans on going to a preliminary hearing within the 10 days, it is unlikely that there will be very much of discovery provided within that period, given the voluminous nature and how long it's going to take to copy onto drives. In addition to that, the coroner's report was sealed in this case in order to prevent it from hampering truthful testimony from witnesses that testified at the grand jury. So an order will also have to be obtained in order to get the coroner's department, which is now the medical examiner's department, to release those materials.
It's surprising news given that the district attorney's office held a press conference this morning where they discussed the cause of death, apparently under seal and not released by the coroner's office, as did the robbery homicide unit to the press. So we would again reiterate, we believe that Mr. Burke is entitled to discovery. We have served the people with notice. They have 15 days to produce discovery in this case. We would ask that they do that in conscientious earnestness and as quickly as possible.
Bill to stand.
Motherfucker, you want to have a preliminary hearing in 10 days from this moment, right? But you asking for the evidence within 2 weeks. Make it make sense. And like the lady said, the court have to order. Have to request that. Which that's the only thing that takes so long is that. But since this is such a high priority, trial, it might actually go faster. They might do it the same day or something like that. But with that being said, like, motherfucker, you going to jail.
No bail. Thank you.
Now here's where things get tricky. David's lawyers have asked the judge for a preliminary hearing within 10 days. That's something he's entitled to as a defendant, and there's a clear strategy for that move. David's lawyers are banking on this case still being a work in progress. They're hoping that prosecutors don't have their witnesses and all their evidence fully ready. And if that is the case, then the judge could dismiss this case completely. The district attorney also claims that David had repeated relations with her when she was under the age of 14, and she threatened to expose their relationship, which would in turn, of course, destroy his musical career. As a result, they say this led him to murdering her with a sharp object, cutting up her body, stuffing the remains in 2 bags, and placing them, of course, in the front trunk of his car. David was transferred to the LA County Men's Central Jail the night that he appeared in court. He was placed in segregation because he's a noteworthy inmate, meaning that he won't be able to interact with the 5,000 plus other inmates in this prison. Due to his status and the publicity of this case, he'll be alone for most of the day. Now, as for where David was living before being incarcerated, he was actually renting a home in Los Angeles, the very same area that Celeste's body was found. NBCLA had actually interviewed several of David's neighbors, who had said that throughout the 7 months between Celeste's body being found and David actually being arrested, some of them had no idea that anyone was even living in the house. It was so quiet. While others complained that there were many parties going on throughout this time period, meaning that David was likely throwing parties in this house that was miles away from where Celeste had lost her life.
It felt like 100 police officers, a canine unit. I heard someone on the megaphone saying, "Surrender, surrender, come out."
I spoke about the arrest with legal analyst Royal Oakes.
What's your reaction? It's a huge question.
Bitch, why you lying?
Authorities 7 months to arrest this man. The DNA evidence probably was gone because there was so much deterioration of the body. Plus, the authorities wanted to talk to lots of witnesses. That probably explains the gap. The fact that they have made the arrest now suggests the authorities think they have a very strong case.
This afternoon, Blair Burke returned to the home where police arrested the singer and made no comments as she left.
For the DA?
But Blair and the rest of David's legal team released a statement saying, quote, "Let us be clear, the actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and he was not the cause of her death. There has been no indictment returned by any grand jury in this case and no criminal complaint filed. David has only been detained under suspicion. We will vigorously defend David's innocence."
We assumed he'd fled far away.
After the singer's arrest, neighbors in the Hollywood Hills were surprised to learn David was living nearby.
We never saw anyone like him. We never saw anyone going in or out of his house. We actually assumed no one was living there.
All of our neighbors were kind of on a group chat, and we were like, this was kind of scary that we've been living around the corner from an accused murderer.
One neighbor actually told me that he's relieved that there was an arrest because he said that there have often been parties at this home. I asked if he's heard parties here recently. He said it's an ongoing problem.
Now, when the LA police chief was asked why it actually took so long to make an arrest in this case, 7 months to be exact, his answer is interesting. Like we said before, with Celeste's body being dismembered when it was found, it's extremely hard to point to an exact cause of death. But aside from that, they had no concrete physical evidence showing someone actually committing the act of murder. They needed to get forensic and digital evidence to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. They needed witnesses, they needed the coroner's report, they needed to understand what was the actual cause of death. And it looks like now they're more confident than ever that they have that.
This department has faced criticism for how we handled the case and for our decision not to provide details. I want to be clear about something. My duty is not to fuel speculation, it's to deliver justice, and that requires patience and discipline on everybody's part. This investigation was driven by a single purpose: to secure justice for Celeste Rivas and for those who loved her. We had to be certain that nothing we did or said would ever jeopardize this case. Ms. Rivas was a reported runaway from Riverside County. During the course of our investigation, detectives learned that she had been involved in a sexual relationship with Mr. Burke when she was a minor and he was an adult. On April 23, 2025, Ms. Rivas arrived at Mr. Burke's home in the Hollywood Hills. That's the last time she was known to be alive. On September 8, 2025, Ms. Rivas's dismembered and badly decomposed body was discovered in Mr. Burke's Tesla. From that moment forward, our investigators faced an extraordinary, difficult, and complex case. The condition of her remains delayed the medical examiner's ability to be able to determine cause of death. The substantial amount of time that passed between her death and the discovery meant that crucial evidence had degraded or disappeared.
I think the police chief got it right. In a situation where you don't have an eyewitness account, or we can't point to a video that shows the killer killing someone, you have to go through the very rigorous and thorough investigation to look at all the digital and forensic evidence. You have to speak with witnesses, often who are cooperative, and some who are not cooperative, in order to obtain all the information necessary to decide who did what, when, how, and what their mental state was at the time. That is what we've been doing over the last between September 8th, roughly, and today when we bring these charges on April 20th. So again, it's the type of case that you want to make sure you get maximum information.
Now, what's extremely disturbing is, remember, the district attorney believes that David had murdered Celeste on April 23rd, 2025. They believe the murder was a result of Celeste threatening to go to authorities to reveal the relationship she had been having with David, and in an attempt to save his career and not get charged with having S relations with a minor under 14, he decided to take her life. They claim that was on April 23rd. If you look at David's old TikToks from that time period, on April 23rd, he's posting videos where he's promoting his brand new album. The reality for David currently is bleak, to say the least. Of course, again, he's being held in jail without bail, basically in solitary confinement, and the conditions get worse. According to TMZ, David is allowed to take one shower every other day. He's escorted from his cell to the shower. He's also allowed to make phone calls on the days that he's allowed to take a shower. He has no access to a television. He currently can't have any visitors. He has no contact with other inmates, and he can only spend 3 hours a week outside. He also currently has no money on his books. As far as the victim's family, Celeste's family, they were seen leaving the courtroom absolutely distraught and would not take the time to answer any questions.
I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so.
Trust me, you are a lawyer. You know you're not supposed to push anyone.
How are you feeling about possibly seeing David in court? Any message to David?
Now, like I said, I did a full video breaking down every piece of evidence that we have tying Celeste to David. Celeste's brother had done an interview with the press saying that in April of 2024, she had left her family's home to go be with David, and this is when missing persons signs started going up with Celeste's face on them. Another alleged witness has come forth and said that he was working at a jewelry shop and he instantly recognized Celeste from these photos, and that she and David were in his jewelry store in April of 2024, the same month that she went missing, and he claims that she looked extremely intoxicated.
Right when the picture went public of Celeste, I instantly recognized her from 2024 in April when her and David came together to a jewelry shop I used to work at. I remember this moment so vividly because when they came in, there was something off about Celeste. She was very high and she was with David, who I recognized because he's a popular singer, but she was very obviously younger than him and she was very out of it. I was helping her out with jewelry and she was all over the place. So that situation really stuck in my brain and I really remembered her face. So when her picture was released to the public, I instantly recognized her as the girl that was with David. And the fact that she was found in his trunk is just unbelievably sad and horrific.
No, we would end up getting the official complaint.
I really think
all the
that shit
charges
is,
that David is faced with
He can be
prosecutors
covered.
detailing the sequence of events and what we know, and some new information was revealed that's deeply disturbing. Basically here, prosecutors are accusing David of repeatedly abusing Celeste over a 1-year period when she was under 14, and saying that he lived with her or had regular access to her. It was between the dates of September 7th, 2023 and September 7th, 2024, which is actually the day of Celeste's birthday. And if David is convicted, he would have to register as an S offender. Of course, beyond just the murder charge, this is a serious and violent felony in and of itself. He'd be ordered to also take blood/HIV related testing and serve time in state prison. Now remember that they believe she had been murdered on April 23rd, 2025, which is several months after they claim he had S relations with her. It's possible that they were dating on and off throughout that time period, going through some heartbreak, and like I mentioned before, David had been promoting a new album in April of 2025 when prosecutors claimed Celeste had lost her life. Now Redditors had actually dug up his old SoundCloud files from that era when he was about to release this project, and they believe one of the interludes on the records actually includes a voicemail of Celeste having a conversation with David. They say David's deleted SoundCloud had versions of the tracks that were not fully released before his Withered album, and without any changes or tweaks in the song, you can clearly hear Celeste's voice. Despite this, he didn't say or tried not to disclose who the person was for obvious reasons, and not because of some stupid copyright excuse. The songs share similar file types, which suggests that David recorded those voicemails between early October 2024 and late November 2024 when he and Celeste were going through heartbreak. This was also during the time he was actively making and shaping songs for his album. David most likely used her in multiple situations that caused her to be hurt and mistreated, and because in the song Celeste was blaming herself for the wrongdoings, David was truly manipulating her emotions.
I sound so stupid right now, but like I've been so selfish and I can't stop thinking about you and what I did and how it's affecting like everything. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I tried. You're special, David. I got a question.
What's the question?
Why don't you hold my hands anymore?
Oh, here we go again, bro.
Nah, I'm so serious.
Bro,
I'm so serious. Like,
all right, continue.
I haven't held your hand in like huge.
Sorry,
like you're not funny. I swear you're not funny.
I'm done.
Let me think.
About to set a timer.
It could have been yesterday. It could have been
yesterday. Wow, yeah. I'm glad you remember that. I'm glad.
Period.
Ew, I hate when you say period, bro. All right. I got a question for you now.
Okay.
Why do you think we met?
Well, I think personally, have you ever heard of the invisible strength theory?
Oh yeah.
Exactly that. So basically, we met because we were supposed to meet.
Okay.
And we're connected because we're supposed to be connected. It's kind of like that, I loved you before I existed and I'll love you even when I die.
Word.
Yes.
Word. Okay.
But yeah, it's weird, it's strange, it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
So don't leave me.
No,
Please.
you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
All right. I love you. I love you. You're the one calling my phone.
You've been there, been there, been there.
Calling me.
Been there, been there, been there.
Please go away.
Been there, been there, been there.
Why are you calling?
Been
Why
there,
are you calling me? Calling me. Say you're sorry. This. And then you want to go and change the narrative and say something completely different. You gotta figure whatever you got going on. Figure that out.
Baby.
Now, as for the consequences that David could face if he's proven guilty, like I said earlier, it gets really dark and really bad. This is the felony complaint right here, and it shows that he's being charged with a 187, which is a homicide against Celeste, and he's facing 3 counts of life without parole or the death sentence. Now, in terms of how prosecutors believe David actually murdered Celeste, we'll get into the breakdown of the autopsy, but like I mentioned before, they believe that David did so with a sharp object. He unalived her on April 23rd, they believe, and he mutilated her in early May. Now, 8 months ago, a video popped up of David on a Twitch stream where he's flaunting an extremely sharp object.
I don't even know if you're allowed to show knives on Twitch, but bro, look at this knife I got, bro. Chromium, chromacopia, chromacopia. Oh, you said don't show it? You can't? I can't? Are you for real?
So the medical examiners have officially published Celeste's autopsy in terms of the state of her body in which it was found, pieces of her body missing, what parts of the body were actually cut up, and this is some of the most disturbing stuff I've personally ever seen. TMZ broke the full situation down. Take a look at what they had to say, and then we'll dive into it as much as we can without getting too dark.
We just received the autopsy report from the medical examiner in Celeste Rivas's death, for which David is now charged with her murder. And there are some interesting things, and we talked about this before, that we knew that the coroner had ruled this, the medical examiner ruled this a homicide, but we didn't know the cause of death. And the DA said they were stabbed, there was some kind of sharp
instrument was used.
Now we know, and what they're saying is there were 2 wounds in particular, and that they believe, and they use the word may, and the word may is going to be really important, which we'll talk about, that they may be penetrating wounds, which would not be wounds
To
in dismember a body.
Right. Because of where they are, they believe, is I think the main, and also
And the way they describe it is, they describe 2 penetrating wounds, one on the abdomen and one on the chest, and they describe them as, they tell you the depth and the length of these, and they say they have smooth edges. Indication seems to me that some sort of knife was plunged into her, and it left smooth edges.
The key is the length of the wounds. One is 3/4 of an inch, one is 9/16. So this size wound as the penetrative wound. These are
Which
not
is an indication of the length of the blade.
And also a blade that could not dismember a body, right? This would not be the same instrument used to dismember the body.
Now, the body was dismembered. They describe all that in detail, but those types of cuts to take the body apart would be different.
The report say anything about the dismemberment or what they believe was used?
They don't say what was used.
No, it does describe it in a lot of detail.
But it's gruesome. So there's a word that's used, may, that it may have been caused by this. The defense is going to jump on that.
Oh, they'll definitely.
Because they're not saying it's conclusive, and it aligns with what we've been hearing, which is they were having a really hard time determining how she died.
Well, look at the passage of time.
As recently as February.
The passage of time to determine this is a long, it's many, many months.
There's also, and it's conflicting, and we still can't quite figure it out, but there are references to finding presumptive positive indications that she had both meth and MDMA in her system.
Although additional screenings showed that to be not detected, but the initial screen said presumptively.
It seems like there were 2 tests taken, 2 tox screens. The initial one detected MDMA and methamphetamine. Subsequently, they did a confirmation test, and it was unclear whether there was methamphetamine, but no sign of MDMA at that second confirmation test.
I mean, ultimately, is that going to matter when you get to trial, like whether or not she was
Probably
on
not.
any drugs.
Well, they may
Probably
argue. They may argue it was an overdose. I don't know what they're going to argue, but they'll latch onto what they can.
That's true.
I covered the O.J. Simpson case. The coroner was on the stand for 8 days in that case. So this is going to be the centerpiece of the case because, you know, what the DA is saying is we have evidence she threatened David that she would expose their relationship, probably in a text. That's the way they make it seem. And that she goes to David's house on April 23rd, 2025, never to be seen again.
Right.
So now the question, what happened? So the prosecutor's going to say he stabbed her to death. And here are these 2 wounds. And then you're going to have the defense coming out and saying, look, number one, you didn't say conclusively, you're saying may. And this is a reasonable doubt case. Number two, if it was so clear to you, why 4 months in were you still saying undetermined? So this is going to be a huge part of this case.
And also, I would think, maybe they'll say this, that it would get harder to find those wounds the more time passes. Like, they found her body in September, and I'm sure it's refrigerated, but the state of decomposition, I would think it gets harder by March. Now, suddenly, what changed?
I think they're going to freeze it once they find the body. They can freeze it in the state.
But why
I don't think that was what they found months later. Those penetrative wounds must have been known to the coroner right from this.
But why did they say we may never be able to determine whether
the body was in very bad state? The insects and so forth are described in there, liquefaction of organs and things of that nature. But the body that you can see in their diagram shows these 2 penetrating wounds, and those are inconsistent with dismemberment.
Well, there'll be pictures. There will be photographs.
There's going to be photographs of everything.
There will be photographs of all of this in the trial. But again, the defense is going to get every correspondence, every inter-office correspondence in the ME's office, and correspondence that goes to either LAPD or DA about what have you found with the cause of death, or the manner of death. And if these correspondents say we can't figure it out, then the question is, how'd you figure it out? And why would it take you so long to see a penetrating wound?
And they want to see if there's a pressure being applied by other officials to come to a conclusion or things of that nature. That's going to be tough on prosecutors if they're applying pressure.
You know, from right from the beginning, Nathan Hochman, the DA, was putting a lot of pressure to find an answer. What happened to this girl? That might go to the pressure.
But we don't know. When we're not saying anything about what the truth here is, it's just this is going to be the core of this trial that we just got. And it's a very thick document and very detailed. And clearly, the way it's written, I mean, you can tell this coroner knows that this will be subjected to great scrutiny. I keep going back to that word may, because that's a critical,
the lack of a definitive
critical word.
So with that, let's take a look at the medical examiner's report and Celeste's cause of death as far as they know. The examiner says again that she was killed by multiple penetrating injuries with an unspecified object, and her death again was ruled as a homicide. This is the autopsy document with all of Celeste's wounds and essentially the state that her body was found. The examiner says that there's 2 penetrating wounds on the torso with smooth edges that may resemble sharp force injuries. The wound, which was 3/4 of an inch length and 1.5 inches deep, was on the upper abdomen and penetrated the liver, and another wound on the left side of her chest, which was 9/16 of an inch length and 2 inches deep, as well as her left ring and pinky fingers being amputated. However, the body diagram shows that her right pointer finger that had the shush tattoo on it, the same exact tattoo that David also got.
We watching this David case, brother. This motherfucker's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. They finally called him and put his ass in jail. He's facing 3 counts of the death penalty or life without parole. So yeah. Welcome.
That was fully intact, meaning that whoever did
I
that
mean,
cut off.
It's all lining up, and I wouldn't say it's all lining up in a way, but when I first heard about it, like last year in September, I'm like, damn. Then he's on a run, but he was on tour, which is kind of odd. I'm like, instead of you facing the case or coming head on with it, you're on tour, okay. And then all of a sudden, this comes out. I wouldn't say I forgot, but it was in the back of my mind. This comes out, and they got kind of cold hard evidence on him about it, you know. But what's odd about it, he's so calm in the court. Like he had a court case and he was just calm. I'm like, what the fuck? You're not nervous or none of that? Okay. Probably didn't do it. But in the beginning of the video, he was saying, oh, I have this side on me to where I just commit these murders. Then I have another side of me that is a detective and I have to solve my murders. I'm like, what does that mean? Somebody called the police on this motherfucker.
Damn.
So he's tweaking. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Parts of her finger.
Well, welcome. Good
It's
morning.
important to
It's
note that the finger
4:45 in
that
the
the
morning.
examiner claims was cut off was the same finger that Celeste had allegedly had a tattoo that said David. Now, what's really scary is that months ago, Patrick CC did a video on the situation, and he thought it was strange that authorities had reported that Celeste had the shush tattoo on her finger, but they didn't report on the David tattoo that she had on her finger, and that led him to believe that potentially, since her body was found dismembered, cut up, that potentially that finger with the David tattoo on it had been cut when he was trying to dispose of her body. And looking at this autopsy, with that finger being removed, it seems like this very well may have been the case.
I wouldn't say stream one night. I try to stream when I can. I'm a full time dad, so my daughter's asleep, and I went to the gym around like 1 o'clock or around 12. Got out around 1. Ate a little bit. I've been on stream for 2 hours or so, maybe. I restarted stream, but right now I only been on it for like an hour so far. But yeah, play games and just watch, react. That's what I like to do. Getting old, man.
Oh, she had a matching tattoo with David that said shh. Why would they reveal that and not the one that says David on her finger? That would not be the easiest connection ever. Like, oh, okay, this car belongs to David, body in the car. Oh yeah, her finger says David. Like that seems like really, really crucial evidence. That's just where something doesn't really match up for me. While reviewing this edit, I had another thought about this whole ring finger situation. The police did reveal that the body was dismembered or cut up. We don't know to what extent, how bad it was, or what was missing. But it makes me think if potentially the left ring finger or maybe the left hand was missing as a potential way to cover up the evidence, this would be some insane level, like serial killer, premeditated murder type stuff.
Now, with the medical examiners releasing the official cause of death, 2 penetrating wounds, Celeste's family has finally spoken up and given a statement on the absolutely devastating news. They shared a new photo of her where you can see she looks so young. Remember, she had an...
And that's what gets me, Chad. You know, that's what really gets me. I have a daughter. I have 2 of them. One stays with her mom. One stays with me. The youngest stays with me. Look how precious this little girl is. And you was like 18 when you started dating the girl when she was in this image. You're fucking creep, bro. Like that is disgusting. This man lock him the fuck up. They say here in LA County. I got some homeboys out there. Damn, he by himself anyway. They got him in isolation, special treatment bullshit. But dude, for real, a little girl.
Damn.
Fucking freak.
Initially connected with David when she was potentially just as young, allegedly, as 13 years old. And they said Celeste was a beautiful, strong girl who loved to sing and dance. Every Friday night was movie night, and we spent wonderful times together. We love her very much, and she always told us that she loved us. We miss her deeply. All we want is justice for Celeste. Now, I can't imagine the heartbreak that Celeste's family is now faced with, but certain people have questions. Where were they?
They need to take his ass to New York with Diddy. Him and Diddy need to be the same person. I'm not even trying to be funny, but we need to go to like Rikers Island or something. Cause what the fuck, this motherfucker. Like when I first heard about it, I'm like, damn. And I didn't know who the dude was. And I'm playing the song on my playlist, and my girl was like, "That's the dude that such and such." I'm like, "No, it ain't." She's like, "Yes, it is." And it fucked me up. Like, dude is a great artist, but I guess some of the greatest artists have some of the fucking craziest backgrounds, and this is one of them. And he got caught. Thank God, cause he's a I can't say it, but he a PO. You feel me? We don't fuck with POs over here. Not at all. I got daughters.
In all these months, all these years that she was back and forth, allegedly in this troubled relationship with a man nearly 7 years older than her. In my previous video, I showed you guys how her brother had done interviews where he said he knew of their relationship. She was just 13 years old. Why couldn't they do anything to stop it? Where were they when all this was going down?
I'm saying.
What are you saying, Dave Mack? What are you saying till we find out what the next step is going to be?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that bitch Nancy Grace. Her voice is retarded. And what are you saying? Bitch, shut the fuck up. It's not like you have a problem trying to say what the fuck you saying. Fucking hate you, Nancy Grace. It's the way you pronounce your words. It's just annoying. Like, shut the fuck up. You look. I'm glad they checked They checked her a few times on live, but I hate her in the sense of her voice, not her as a person, but her fucking voice. I remember it was a case going on. She was saying some shit, and it was pissing me off. I think I was like 14, like a couple years ago. It was years ago. But yeah, when I heard about it, and they was like, "Oh, they letting her date this and that," I'm like, "What's wrong with people? Like, certain parents is okay with their kids dating superstars as long as they getting paid or for hush money and shit." And it's like, where's y'all mental? Because things like this can happen. You feel me? Shit like this happens. Yeah, I don't say shit until it's too late and it's done. I mean, parents play a part into it. The brother played a part. The whole family, because y'all knew. It's dumb. Like, come on now.
The next step is an indictment. That's the next step. The long dead body of this little girl found in D4VD David Anthony Burke's Tesla, found one day after she would have turned 15. She was just 13 years old in the 7th grade when her family reported her missing. She was with D4VD, and after that, they never said another word. Nothing. Where have they been all this time?
Look at her face. Like, why you mugging all the goddamn time, bro? Chill.
Why are we the only ones banging the drum, demanding justice? Brian Fitzgibbons, this is very odd behavior on the parents' part. Never issuing a public plea, never thanking the LAPD for finding their girl, never demanding justice.
Bro, her eyebrows go crazy.
I'd be laying on the front steps of the courthouse screaming for justice. Nothing. Radio silent. And now an indictment is set to go down, and they're what? What? Where are they?
Yeah, it's incomprehensible, the fact that there hasn't been a large outcry from her family. You know, that being said, there isn't a playbook for these scenarios, but it is a bizarre situation that the media has been standing up.
Man, this year alone, last year was crazy. We got the Diddy shit, the Epstein shit, the David shit. Fucking, we got war with Iran. Gas prices went up. Motherfucker Trump, we're fucking tired, bro. We need help, bro. We need another stimulus package.
Damn.
Like today. Oh, I forgot about the draft shit too. Oh my god, you right, gang. We could. Well, I ain't good. First of all, they said it's 39. But I had a disability. I got anxiety, and I went to a psych ward. So I'm good. Um, Salute to y'all. Do that little wine shit y'all do in United States over there. You feel me? We need y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, got some top hitters. We need them gunners. He said front row. Yeah, Jack. I feel sorry for you, Jay. I wish you the best though, because it ain't gonna go how you think it's gonna go. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to feel like I'm going against the government, but I feel like we shouldn't have a president for 2 years and let the people run the country in a sense of a way. We need to reestablish and restructure the country as a whole. The people's fucked up. The president's fucked up. He's a puppet to the government. It's just fucked up, man. I'm just saying, man. This year and last year all alone put together, bullshit, bullshit. But let's get back to it.
For her a lot more than the family.
While I don't think it's fair, especially in this time of grief,
Nigga, hold
to
the mic
point fingers at the very family that's suffering such
Fruity
an
ass nigga.
immeasurable loss, it is insane to see when we look
Who the
back
fuck
on
holds the mic,
all
man?
the evidence that the internet dug up. Years of connections between David and Celeste that seemingly went unnoticed until it was too late. Celeste was allegedly seen on live streams with David, with the chat even making comments on the live stream that David belongs on the Epstein list due to his connection with this minor. Everyone laughing, everyone making jokes, everyone witnessing this disgusting relationship take place right before their eyes, and no one was able
I'm
to
saying
stop it.
he got some bangers. I'm saying I got like 3 of his songs in my playlist from like 2 years ago and last year. And then it's popped up. I'm like, bruh, gotta put you on the blacklist. I gotta take you on my favorites game. They probably gonna get that boy a death sentence. And I wonder how fast that's gonna be. I'm not even trying to be cruel because you know it takes they say 20 years to be on death row, but it's about to be instant. Like we so far ahead in the future. We're in 2026. Um, I'm not sure if they stop doing the wait list if you're on death row. Like we'll make you wait. Oh my god, they dropped. It was crazy. You know about TK, little homie. I'm about 11 years older than you. You know about TK, so that's prime. That's prime niggas. We need him back for sure. We got uh, bu- my bad. He got quiet. My daughter. I thought she was in there talking. I had to look over the room. Sounded like she was about to come out. But yeah, bring TK. I mean TK back, bro. Cause they brought Bobby Smurder back. He ain't come back the way he went in. He went in hard. He came back a little. I don't know, man. You feel me? He ain't dropping them bangers. But TK, did he just drop the song not too long ago? I heard he dropped something.
Where's your media
I
train?
personally don't.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
Bruh. I don't know what to say. Oh, it's like they said it like we're not going. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's no way they just said this. Rewind that. What you just said, bro. Like, what? What?
Kids.
Bro, no. We go
That's
back.
controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
I gotta full blast that. I'm sorry, chat. I gotta hear that. I gotta hear that again. I gotta hear that 4K. Like you can see it in 4K, but I gotta hear it in 4K because I know I'm not tweaking. Are you serious? Oh my god. Where we at? I don't even know anymore. Like I'm fucked up in the head. It just fucked me up.
You done for, bro?
No, we're not done. We're going back.
Where's your media
I
train?
personally don't.
Yo, I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
He really did that. And that's her. And she was talking about herself. Everybody heard this and nobody decided to step in.
Police! Help! Police!
ASAP. Call somebody. Her mama, the police, something. What the fuck? Bro, I'm not tweaking. That's crazy. That's crazy work.
Really good. Okay, it's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything.
Took it off because they didn't go with the silver.
I'm saying 4K everything. I'm about to delete everything. Nigga, you should have been cooked. Should have been out of there.
Season it? It's already seasoned. Chat. Prayers career chat. Are we done? Are we?
We need to delete this.
Are we? Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too? Can we delete anything? You done for, bro? Y'all are not done? Now you gonna...
On my mama. Going straight on the Epstein link, freaky ass fraud. And then if I was your moderator, yeah, I'm deleting it. But I got a backup file. Because I'm reporting your goofy ass.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spot me. Yo, thank you, Mitochondria. Appreciate you.
I gotta stop with him if you even...
Like I said, you guys can check out my full breakdown where we detail many disturbing connections between David and Celeste. It seems like they had been together years before this incident took place, meeting on Discord, Celeste running away from home to stay at David's house, David writing songs about her. All this is alleged, of course, but these connections run deep, and it doesn't make sense to me why no one was able to stop it. Look at all these different connections that were all public, all throughout.
It better not be two different girls. And if so, they better not been on their age. But so far, it was Celeste. You know, the little girl. The picture, if you were seeing, she was they just gave it to her when she was like 12. And she barely, I wouldn't say she barely aged, but the only thing that grew, on her was that kind of her face and this part and another part. It really didn't look too different. So yeah, kind of fucked up. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. She still like a kid.
Throughout these years of David allegedly romantically involved with this child.
He knew exactly what he was doing. Let's start off with this lyric from one of his songs. He said, "I don't care about the law when I'm with you because I be breaking it all the time." Here's a picture.
What song? What song?
That he put on his close friends. It is said that he would only post his relationship with Celeste on his close friends because obviously nobody could see it, and this is them together. This is a tattoo that the 15-year-old girl had on her finger. This was also posted to Instagram, and it says David. This is another Instagram story that he posted, but so cleverly he covers up her face because she is of course 15 years old. This is proof that for 2 years in a row he uploaded love songs on Celeste's birthday. Her birthday is September 7, 2010.
Send his ass to the gulag. Fuck that.
This is a missing poster that was actually being put on Facebook and social media by her family. Now this one's a little bit confusing because it says she was last seen February 14th of 2024, and then there's another poster that says April 2024, so I'm not sure if she had a history of running away. This is another photo from December 2023 of David and Celeste together. This is a screenshot from his Discord where someone's saying he has a girlfriend. They're pretty sure he's dating and her name is Celeste. This is, of course, the matching tattoo that he had with her on his finger because obviously he couldn't put her name on his finger because she's 15. Proof that romantic homicide was uploaded on her birthday. This is another picture of them together, and on this one, I think they were on FaceTime with someone. The person who put this photo said, Celeste and David, don't let me sleep. Another photo of the girl with David while they were like video chatting. Okay, so pay attention to this one. This is a photo of Celeste and David that was uploaded by a user named Lamp. Lamp said, hey, who's the girl? David said, you are a fed. David later says, I know that he leaked already. We're literally preparing to sue him. He's about to owe me $30,000. This is a music video that he uploaded 7 months ago, which was 10 months after Celeste went missing, where he's basically putting a body into a trunk and then burying it. And this isn't a separate video, but there's basically an unaliver standing in front of him at the edge of a bed. This is another Discord screenshot that Celeste herself apparently posted. She was replying to another girl and she posted this photo of David wearing a shirt that says, I love my girlfriend, and I'm assuming that that heart in the middle had a picture of them together as a couple. This is a tweet from May in 2022, and it is said that they were talking in 2022. He said, when I was writing this, I got a notification from you as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. You said, take me where I belong, but our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We got to push through it. Was he insinuating that she wanted to go home and he wasn't letting her?
Hey guys, so David did appear in the courtroom today, a year to the date from when prosecutors say that Celeste was killed by him. I'm gonna break down what went down in the courtroom today. Before I get into that, there were a lot of people in the comments asking why David appeared at his arraignment in regular clothes and not an orange jumpsuit. This is common for people who are in the early stages of court proceedings, such as how David is. The court allows them to wear street clothes, which is just everyday clothes, so that there's not a presumption of guilt in the courtroom when he's first seen. It's argued that if he were to enter the courtroom for the first time already dressed like a criminal, that makes people in the courtroom assume he is a criminal, and that goes against the whole motto of innocent until proven guilty.
What?
Today, however, since David has been formally charged, he did appear in the courtroom shackled and in an orange jumpsuit. And during today's court proceeding, prosecutors said that they went through David's phone and found a significant amount of child material. This was footage that David was creating, and based on the fact that we know that he has other minor victims in addition to Celeste, I'm assuming that the videos and the photos were not just of her. This is part of the reason why he's being charged with lewd and lascivious sexual acts with a person under the age of 14. David's high-profile defense attorney Blair Burke told the judge that prosecutors had not turned over all of the evidence that they have, so they are not privy to what prosecutors have against their client exactly. So she's been saying that the allegations against David are just allegations and assumptions and that he did not do this, and the evidence is going to showcase that, but she doesn't even know the evidence that they have against him, so what she's saying doesn't even hold any merit in my opinion. During today's court proceeding, Blair Burke said that David and his defense team want an immediate preliminary hearing. The prosecutors agreed. They said that they will be ready for a preliminary hearing next week, and the defense and the prosecution have agreed that they want to go to trial within 60 days. So in some cases, like the Idaho 4 case, the defendant, Brian Kohberger, wanted to keep extending things, delaying things. It took years to go to trial. David wants to go to trial right away, so we can see a trial as early as this summer. Now, we know that Celeste died, according to the medical examiner, due to stab wounds from a sharp object. A lot of people are pointing out the fact that David liked to flaunt this specific knife right here in photos and live streams that he was doing. Where is this weapon? A lot of people are wondering if this is possibly what he used to make those injuries on her. So let me know what you guys are thinking about all of this, and make sure you're following for the latest updates on this case.
All in all, this is by far the most
Bro. I really don't know what to say. I'm fucked up. It's no way, bro. Lock his ass up. Assault him while y'all in here. Then give him the death penalty. Fuck that. Lock his ass up. Take his ass up, goddamn. What the fuck? Bro, I'm fucked up in the head about that. Take his ass to Rocket Islands. You feel me? Give him a life without parole. Let him sit there for like 3 years. Then come in there and hit him with a death penalty. Like, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and just change. We don't even want you in this bitch. We're just gonna take you off the face of the earth and murder his ass. Cause what? Oh my! Are you serious? This mother freaky ass. This make me look at. I don't know. It's a couple of motherfuckers in my job. Now I'm starting to look at them like this. Like, You one of them because with one of them, I'm a chef, so I can't say, "Hey, pass me the buns" or "drop this" or "drop that," because this is a person I work with, and every time I say something food related, this freaky ass nigga be like, "Whoa, what you mean hand you some pickles? What you mean drop the meat? What you mean pick up the bun? Get your gay ass on." Nigga, you 29 years old thinking about some shit like that. Nigga, we at work. We gotta serve these damn customers. Nigga, all these goddamn tickets popping up on the goddamn screen. We gotta drop shrimp, do this, that, blah, blah, blah. Could put the steak over here. Man, quit playing with me. And every time we talk about some meat, you want to get all freaky. So he might be one of them freaky motherfuckers. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck going on with this world. I don't even know you like that, Jay. But I feel like you cool enough. But motherfuckers your age, you like 25 and lower, they fucking crazy.
Disturbing case I have personally ever witnessed, and I pray that Celeste and her family can get the justice they deserve.
On me.
It took 7 long months to get here, and possibly a full year from the moment Celeste lost her life. And at this point, someone needs to suffer those consequences. And right now, all odds are stacked against David.
Bro. Bro. Lock this man the fuck up. Throw away the fucking key. Like I said, give him life sentence, right? Let him sit in there for like 4-5 months. No, 4-5 years straight. Let him get assaulted, beat the fuck up, had the guards, turn the left eye. So whatever happens, they didn't know. Don't kill him. Don't kill him, don't inmates. Don't kill him yet. GTA. Don't kill him, GTA. Because we're gonna take care of that, right? Then after them 4-5 years is over with, after he get tired. Don't give him nothing to where he can take his own stuff out of here. You feel me? Then you taking him to Rikers Island. No. You take his ass to Area 51 and give him the death sentence by firing squad. I'm just saying, firing squad on his ass, I feel like it's the right way. I would love to see a firing squad for motherfuckers like him. I'm just saying. Nah, Mexico. Well, I don't know. You might be on something. Mexico is a little place, you feel me? You can take a nigga to and really do him like that. Take his ass to fucking the war. Send his ass to war with no equipment but the knife. Send his ass to war with no equipment but the knife. No vest, no helmet, no tennis shoes. He out there sliding and grooving and moving, and some sandals and shit. We need to get this motherfucker out of America. America is fucked up. Because I wonder if they have shit like this overseas. Like, do they have the type of murders we have on TV that we be seeing overseas? We be hearing crazy shit like, oh, the shit came down, or, Trump took over or some shit. We ain't never heard of some crazy ass shit. America got some crazy ass shit, man. Y'all crazy. Other than that, man, I'm out of here. My ass is fat. I'm hungry for some reason. So I'm sitting here thinking what I want to be eating for the last 20-25 minutes. And the sun's still like risen. Still like out. Yeah, man. Don't be like David, man. It's fucked up. You gotta take him on my playlist because he was a fucking freaky freak. He's a freaky bro. Oh, that's my shit right here. You ever seen this movie, The Leprechaun? Oh shit, hold on. Got my thing on. Ever seen The Leprechaun? This is my shit. Hey, I'm gonna lie. Sin be having me rolling. This guy right here, I need to subscribe to this. But Sin in the Hood, go subscribe to brother on YouTube. He's fucking hilarious.
The leprechaun free. Still let's go will corrupt your soul, you see. For many a moon, the legend of know. Death toll increases, solution unknown. Beware the evil wanderer in search of his loot, lest ye suffer the wrath of his golden flute. Flee while you can, the future's not good. For no one is safe from a lep in the hood. Yo, is Ice-T in this movie? Welcome to Leprechaun in the Hood. Get some snacks, strap in, cause we're leppin' and we in the hood with it. Yo, what's more scary than a leprechaun with a 40 with a switch attached? A leprechaun with a 40 with a switch attached and a bag of gold. Bro, put some money on your head and you wouldn't even know it. So our story starts out with my man Ice-T digging in a cavern. For some reason, he decided to be a coal miner today. Why is he in here? Yo, does he got a giant afro? Yo, who was in here eating hamburgers and drinking beer? Yo, I don't even. Now, him and his man are looking for some gold. I have no idea who told him gold was down here. That's probably the worst thing that could have happened. Man, oh my God. Yo, you see all that gold, cuz? Yo, look at this flute, man. Oh, this was gonna make the Migos famous one day. Yo, hold on, cuz. Hey, man, you see this necklace on him? So we take the necklace off the leprechaun, but that was what was making him.
What guns are we running? Oh no, I can see it. Ah, damn, it's on this screen. I ain't gonna lie, chat. I ain't play games in 2 months. I play Schedule One. I need to get back on Schedule One. Actually, ain't gonna lie. Those janitors, GTA 5 on. Let me actually open up my Steam. See what games I actually do got on. I'm barely playing games, man. I'm always working, brother. I'm sorry. They work. I just don't play that many games. I play a lot of horror games. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's one thing I do love to do is play horror games. Uh, I haven't played Schedule One in a while, honestly. It's doing an update as I'm speaking. Lethal Company. Oh, that's that one game. My boy told me to get. It was a game that I need to get. Don't Scream, Urtopia, Fears of Phantom. I love that shit. That's hilarious. Glad I'm actually on this motherfucker. Let's see. Got it. It is my daughter. Like I hear my daughter. Oh yeah, my boy, my coworker. He was like, "Hey, you should play Lethal Company." I'm like, "What is that?" He was like, "It's some type of. It's alright. I'm not gonna lie. It's decent." So far, this is all I play. So far, if I don't play on my PlayStation, playing all these. Yeah, I'm not sure if you watch it. I'm not even sure what view. That's all I play. Arma, which is kind of like an army game. Fears of Phantom 1 through 5. It's number 2 or number 3 I didn't beat because that motherfucker I don't understand. I'm not walking for an hour. Hell no, not me. Um, like you said, Lethal Company, Schedule 1. I got 29 hours in there. Damn, I need to get my team. Oh, I'm playing. I need to get my bread up on that motherfucker. I need to buy a golden skateboard. I need to pickpocket a motherfucker. Yeah, $10 million graffiti. I got $10 million, bro. Fuck, I need to sell ass. I got one. On Warzone. I don't see. I'm on PC, so I don't play Warzone when I play PC. I don't play Warzone at all. I haven't played Warzone in about 2 years, about a year and a half, just because motherfuckers really be sweating. I got a homeboy who play PC. He just got him a PC, but he'll call me. Hey man, get on the game. Play some Warzone with me. This motherfucker sound like he putting in the ultimate cheat code. He's over here, bro. When this shit becomes so sweaty, then I like multiplayer. I'm not a Warzone player. I just don't like Warzone as a concept. But when it comes to one life type games, I can play it. No PUBG and shit like that. I'm used to it. But when it comes to Warzone, motherfuckers doing backflips off the wall, 360, slide spins. I'm great. I can't do that, brother. Uh, fuck getting mad at the game. It's what the fuck. That's me. I don't even get mad. I be confused on how the fuck motherfuckers is doing shit I've never seen in the game. And then it's the same game every year. Like I don't got nothing against motherfuckers who play 2K, but I'm not a 2K player. I fucking hate 2K. It's dumb. If you want to play some bad basketball that goddamn bad, go to the fucking gym. Join the team. Like I'm 99 overall, this and that, but you ass in real life. Make it make sense, you know. But other than that, I don't play Mitch. I need to start playing more games. I like to play more horror games though, so I'm glad I'm on here. Prayer was out. What the fuck? Okay. Prince line block, role playing, horror game. Oh! It's this one game. Seen somebody playing it. I'm meant to see if they had it. Yup. $13. Oh, and then you can custom. Oh yeah, most definitely getting this. If you can customize characters, I'm most definitely getting this motherfucker. Most definitely. We're gonna stream this. I almost said tomorrow, but we're gonna stream this later on today. As soon as I drop my daughter off, I'm off today. Yes, sir. This will be today's stream. You can still beat cars too. Yeah, I gotta get this game. I gotta tell my boy to get this game. What's that last thing? Gold Fever.
tree. I don't think I want to leave no tree. Takes a little hot minute to get that accent, though. There we go. Actually, grab a few more. No trees for you. We also want to see whether or not they grow back, so I'll know on this one here, this area has no trees. And by the way, the easiest way to get there is from here, not from the long way I took. Absolutely.
Shut the fuck up. Is it multiplayer or is it just a single player game? I'm thinking about it. Oh, it's a single player. I'm good. I'm good. It'd be a waste of my money. Crime Simulator, Thief Simulator. I ain't played Thief Simulator so damn long. That's a great deal for $13. When they want $13 just for the game alone. $14 just for the game alone. So you might as well just get the discount deal and get 2 for 1. So is that a game? IRL? Is that a fucking game? Put me on, man. I'm a little old. Are you talking about in real life? Real shit. Might be playing. Are you talking about Crime Simulator? Man, quit playing with me. I don't think about it. You was fucking hilarious, bro. Don't do that shit, bro. I love you. It's 5 o'clock now. So 7, 8, 9, maybe. I'll be back on. Be streaming here. I want to say 1 o'clock. I'll get back on stream around 1. Not 11 earliest. And then again, if not, stream around this time between 3 and 4. But I'm always have videos up. But with that saying, I wish y'all have a great day. If y'all religious, I wish y'all have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. It's crazy out here. They need a fry. David ass like a catfish.